Hi there, I'm Brooke Stuntebeck, a lawyer here at Triangle Smart Divorce. We've had many people calling us lately saying they are concerned about separating because they don't know what will happen with their debts. If you haven't seen our video on the equitable distribution process, I recommend watching it for an overview. But today, I'm focusing just on debt. First, you need to know that equitable means fair and not necessarily equal. What does that mean? If you're in court, it means the judge decides what is fair, and you are stuck with that division. However, if you negotiate with your spouse to reach a settlement, then fair means whatever the two of you decide it means. We prefer our clients to be the decision makers. Second, you need to know what is marital debt. To be marital debt, the debt must have happened after the date of marriage and before the date of separation, and, let me emphasize that again, and the debt must have been for the mutual benefit of both spouses or the benefit of the marriage. It's more lawyer talk, so what does this mean? Here's an example. If your spouse used a credit card to purchase clothing for your children, pay repairs to the marital residence, or pay expenses for the family pet, that debt is marital because it benefited the marriage, even if the credit card is only in one spouse's name. However, if your spouse used a credit card and bought something for their secret lover, that is not for the benefit of the marriage and would not be marital debt, even if the credit card is in joint names. As you can see, it really matters what the debt was for. Here's a tricky one: student loans. Student loan debt is a significant source of debt for many couples. Many people have student loans before they are married. Those are separate debts any way you slice it. But what if a couple is married and one of them goes to school and borrows money? When this is the case, we have to look at other factors to decide if this is separate or marital debt, such as did the family benefit from the student loan paying living expenses during the marriage? In that situation, we argue the student loans are marital debt and should be divided. Okay, so far we have covered that debt division does not have to be equal and how to decide what is marital debt. The third thing you need to know is to be very careful about staying on debt together after divorce or agreeing to your spouse paying the debt in your individual name. We advise all our clients that the best policy is never to share debt after divorce when possible. Debt sharing can put assets and credit ratings at risk. For example, you and your spouse share the responsibility for the mortgage payment on the former marital residence that you now live in. If either ex-spouse stops making payments on the mortgage, creditors can go after the home to satisfy the debt and both of your credit ratings will dip. Sharing joint tax debt is another common pitfall we see. Joint tax debt is owed to the IRS by both parties, which leaves both parties vulnerable to collection by the IRS. The government will ignore private agreements and court orders when collecting tax debt. Marital debt is a confusing area of the law and honestly not as straightforward as it should be. After watching this video, you should now understand 3 things about debt and divorce. Number 1, equal debt division is not required, and if you go to court, the judge is going to decide what is fair. Number 2, the definition of marital debt is not based on whose name the debt is in, but instead on the timing and the purpose of the debt. And number 3, sharing debt post-separation and divorce comes with a lot of risk. If you have questions about specific debts your family has and how they will be treated, please call us. We're happy to help you sort it out.